starting with the 2-4, going into this last stretch of season, how could you see that panning out? Again, worst case here.
I'm going like 2-4 or that 3-3 we talked about, where we lost like 3 straight Big 12 games, and you're sitting there at 2-4, 3-3 as the back half of the schedule starts. I think worst case scenario, I think you're going to beat Kansas probably no matter what. So let's give that dub to us and then lose out. I think that's probably the absolute worst case scenario, because Kent State's a toss up. That's one of the games that I think you could have won several of these against them lately, and you just for some reason can never beat them. So, say we lose to Kansas State, and then you're not going to beat Oklahoma or Iowa State, I don't think, and probably not Oklahoma State if you're that bad, and then you finish off the season at Baylor. So, worst case scenario is probably 4-8 season, where by the time you're going to Waco, that game Dustin said, just talked about, you already know the fate of the season. You already pretty much know the fate of Matt Wells. You already know that he's pretty much done. I think that's probably the ultimate worst case scenario there is, you're sitting at 3-4 wins.
Yeah, dude, totally agree. And that 4-game stretch of like 4-game losing streaks, Kansas State, Oklahoma, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. I mean, it's going to get rough in there if you can't get on track, especially those 2 middle games are really bad. So, yeah, it could get out of hand and then come down to, like I said, a Baylor game that's meaningless but very meaningful.
Side of this coin, which is best case scenario. So, as good as it can possibly go for us, the best thing. Obviously, we're going to be realistic here a little bit here, and we're not going to say, we're going to go 12-0 this year. No fucking shot. But we're going to be a little bit realistic here. Dustin, take this one. Start us off here. What is your opinions or what is your thoughts on the best case realistic scenario here?
Yeah, similar to last week or week before. Best case is 4-2. Still going to lose to Oklahoma. We're just going to keep chalking that one up until it doesn't happen. And we're going to probably keep saying that even on Sunday if it happens. But if you can pull off an upset against Iowa State or Oklahoma, and you'll probably lose the other one just because that's what Texas Tech does, but if you can pull one of those upsets off, win those other 3 winnable games against Kansas, Kansas State, and Baylor, you're sitting pretty good and get one of those upset wins.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think one of the big things I pointed out is, can you go 1-3 out of OU, ISU, and OSU? Can you get one win out of those 3? Just one. And, because it's probably just between Iowa State and Oklahoma State. Can you get one of those wins? And that's really going to separate the season, because I really firmly believe that we could be sitting there with 8 wins at the end of the season. Yeah, because the back half of the stretch, it starts with Kansas State. That's going to set the tone for how the rest of the season goes. Can you get those 2 wins?
Kansas State, and then how do you bounce back from the Oklahoma game, depending on how that goes?
I think they're a little bit lucky that right after the OU game is 2 home games.
No, yeah, for sure.
And so
something else we didn't mention on Iowa State, we have a bye week before Iowa State comes to it. So that is a little bit of help to help get some things straightened out and game planned and recover from that Oklahoma game. So that could definitely get you back on track as well.
That's very true.
But ultimately,
go ahead.
Ultimately, if you beat Kansas and Kansas State, and like Dustin said, our best case scenario from the first half, if you're at 4-2 going into those 2 games, you've got 6 wins and you've got that bowl eligibility, and the rest is house money.
Icing on the cake.
Catch y'all at the next tailgate.